Hello friends, I'm Mark Holmes with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, and as always they tell me don't quit your day job. And so I haven't, and I'm off to work on this rainy Tuesday morning. And as always, I want to thank all of you guys for subscribing and commenting on the Joe Boo Report. The response has been tremendous, and I appreciate all of it. Can you believe it's already week 12 in the NFL, and just the day after tomorrow the Dallas Cowboys will be playing the Minnesota Vikings? And we have not won in Minnesota since back in the 90s, when we had those other great teams. So it's going to be a tall task. They have a great defense, but hard to believe that it's week 12 and pretty much the Philadelphia Eagles season, you might as well say, is over with. I mean, they started off real strong. We had all the Eagle trolls who told me I was an idiot when I said that your team was rebuilding. I said your offensive line stunk, which got worse with losing Lane Johnson. I said you don't have wide receivers and you've got a rookie quarterback that's going to be in there. And I said that I think he was going to be a bust. Well, he's not going to be a bust, I don't think, but he's going to have some hard times these next 5 games competing, because that team is just bad. And when your coach puts out, we want to know who really wants to be here, the season's done. But for the Dallas Cowboys, I may be wrong on this, but if Dallas beats Minnesota on Thursday night, and I think if the Tampa Bay Buccaneers lose to the Chargers, I think we actually earn a playoff berth. And I got to check the numbers and stuff on there, but I think that's how it is. Now, I came up with an interesting theory last night, and I'm always coming up with different theories and things. A lot of people are wondering how it is that Dak Prescott is able to play so well coming out of college. And it hit me because if you look at the other players around him at Mississippi State, he really didn't have a whole lot of good players. I think there was a tight end that was drafted in the 6th round off his team. Other than that, there were no other offensive players. He didn't run because he wanted to run. A lot of times he was running because there were no other options. And he wasn't exactly always given a whole lot of time, so he ended up having to step out of the pocket, keep his eyes downfield, and try and hit somebody. Well, with the Dallas Cowboys offensive line and having playmakers all around him, I think he's gotten the inverse of what traditionally happens to most rookies. Most rookies talk about how the speed of the game is so much faster. I believe that with him going to the Dallas Cowboys, that he's able to actually get more time than what he actually had in college. When you think about Mississippi State playing in the Southeast Conference, they were playing, NFL caliber players. You're talking about teams that are always in the top 10 and vying for the national championship. So it wasn't that he wasn't used to that pressure and that speed of the game. Heck, the NFL, with the offensive players that are around them, it's just a matter of pitching and catching with that offense. But that's my thoughts for the day. Can't wait to see what good old Stephen A. Smith has to say about the Cowboys and how they're not legitimate and that everybody is better than them. They're just lucky and the fan base is putrid, yada, yada, yada. And a lot of people ask me, well, why do you bother? Well, I kind of enjoy it because Stephen A. Smith is always wrong. And I like to throw it back at him. So, call that my guilty pleasure. Well, I'm Mark Holmes. It's Cowboy Joe Boo, and we're almost to work. Hope you guys have a great day.